Okay, so let's talk about something critical. Many times I have traders ask me, Leo, what does it take? What does it take to go from nothing to 500,000, a million, a few million? Goddamn, what does it take to go from nothing to 10, 20 mil? The answer is very simple. It is a combination of, number one, sequence of market moves. Number two, pricing of options. And number three, your entries and exits. So there's the fucking formula. You go to, you go to the, Tibet, India, China, in search of the wisdom. I just gave it to you. I am the 300-year-old monk that just gave you the fucking answer. Okay, it's a sequence of the moves. Okay, this when I talk about the sequence of the moves, they deal with what? If you've ever tried to figure out the 13 market moves formula, if you ever tried to understand the divergences, they all have to do with the charts. So number one skill, if you're trying to make millions in the market, number one skill you got to have, learn how to read the fucking charts. Read the charts. Understand the charts. Okay, that should be a priority. Okay, the sequence of patterns will evolve to a point where you could possibly say, look, this is the moment. Okay, and those moments could be rare. You're not going to beat the market every fucking day. On days like today where the market's going to stall, you ain't going to do shit. Okay, and even on days like today where the market is going to stall, if you got the right shit that you're trading, you can still make a killing. So don't discount those days. So basically, the formula is simple. Number one, you learn how to read the fucking charts, which we teach you here at 13 Market Moves for our charts, patterns, and divergences course. Okay, you learn the actual 13 market moves formula, which teaches you what the fuck is actually happening with the moves and the move sequence. You understand what kind of move it is every day. You buy a blank calendar. You record the move every day. I don't understand how much simpler this could possibly get. You don't need any complicated fucking software, but understand and decipher what move actually takes place every day. It's going to put you in a highly profitable position to understand what move could evolve next. And there are days where you're going to be running the move. There are days when the market's not going to fucking move. But there are days where you're going to be like, fuck, it's a move too. Okay, so if you understand what a move two is, okay, then comes the next piece of the puzzle. Do you capture the move two when options are underpriced? And in order to do that, you got to understand, okay, everybody's still betting on the market going higher and they're betting on the uptrend. Okay, are you the first guy to bet on the fucking downtrend, which means you're betting on the trend reversal? Damn it. I've talked about it in many, many videos. Like over the last couple of weeks, I've said, look, most of the market participants, they're fucking blind. They can't see it. They're mesmerized by the goddamn media. Oh, AI stocks, they can only go higher. Fuck you. What happened to AI stocks in the last 2 weeks? They got fucking crashed. Is there something wrong with AI? No. There's something wrong with the fucking charts, which you would have known if you captured the first piece of the puzzle when it comes to this formula that this 300-year-old Chinese Indian Leo monk is trying to explain to you right now. Okay? First, understand the fucking charts. We saw it on the charts before majority of the market was able to see it. That's how we communicated this message to you, saying, God damn, stop buying calls. You will get fucking killed, and stop buying the dips. What did the market do in the last 2 weeks? Just kept going lower, 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 fucking lower. Now, we have not seen the crazy fucking crash that we will see at some point in the near future. Okay? But The fact is undeniable. I've shown you some black candles on the fucking charts, and I said, look, this is 100% probability that market goes lower from here. And what happened? Market goes fucking lower. Now, some of you, maybe you go, but Leo, but it didn't drop as much. But it didn't. But the red candles on the charts, they're undeniable. The market has gone lower and lower every fucking day, no matter how you slice it. And 13 Market Moves pointed this out to you before everybody else is talking about it today. Now, why are they talking about it today is because, well, it is obvious to an average market participant at this point that the market could go lower. A week ago, they were not convinced. 2 weeks ago, they were not convinced. 3 weeks ago, certainly when we have called for the fucking top in all the technology stocks, ASML, AVGO, when that shit was trading at like $920 and now it's at $810. Okay, we've called for the fucking top. We've called for the top in Microsoft at what? 360, 365. That was the fucking top in Microsoft. If you were a part of the paying member alerts, you would have known that. That message was loud and clear. Shut motherfucking Microsoft at 360, 365. That's a top. Where's Microsoft today? Well, it's at 310. I'm talking about huge moves, 20% moves in some of the most favorite AI stocks. And yet, what do the analysts talk about? Oh, we can't see straight. We're blind as fuck. AI is going higher. Fuck AI. Learn how to fucking trade. Number one skill you need as a trader when it comes to predicting moves, when it comes to understanding what could be happening next, which is essentially what you need as a trader, is understand the fucking charts. So take our charts course, okay? And if you don't want to take it, fuck you, okay? Go swim with the fucking dolphins. I don't give a shit. These sharks will eat you, which I am a motherfucking shark. And all the fucking calls that you're buying, I'm going to sell them to you. And you will burn. You will fucking burn. Now, I don't want you to burn. I want you to come together with 13 Market Moves, short the fuck out of the market. It gives you a perfect opportunity to short it. Now, there are going to be days like today which the market is going to fucking stall. So, which leads me to the second part of the equation. I've talked about option pricing. So, there are moments in the market where nobody believes like, oh, the market cannot go lower. We just continue buying the dip, and the moment the market dips, they keep buying the call. So that shift has happened. I've showed you the charts about a week ago. I said, look, the shift has happened. The trend reversal, the TRO, which we teach you in our courses, that shit has happened. So if you just follow that, there's no fucking reason you wouldn't have made a ton of money. But let's say you've never taken our course and you were listening to a bunch of news. Well, no wonder why you got fucked. Okay? Listening to the news does not make you money when you trade. Okay? So options pricing is never a subject that they talk about in the news. See, if you have it doesn't really matter what kind of account you have. You have a $200,000 account, $2 million account, you have a $2,000 account. Options pricing matters. It matters because there are moments in the market where market participants don't believe that shit could drop. And therefore, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, options were super fucking cheap. And guess what happened in the last 48 hours? They're not cheap no more. Because at this point, the market is pricing a high probability of a further drop. Which sucks. Because you've been listening to all the videos we've posted here at 13 Market Moves. We told you in the last 2 weeks, the market is fucked. So where have you been? Why haven't you made the big fucking money? The market has dropped consecutively every fucking day. Who's to blame that you didn't make the fucking money? Okay? The only person to blame is you because you didn't click the fucking bottom button to call 30 market moves and say, hey, Mike, can you place me with a coach that could help me keep my emotions in control, that could help me avoid all of these bullshit that they're talking about on Bloomberg and CNBC, because they're always talking about what happened after the fact. When they talk about what happened after the fact, okay, it doesn't give you any probability of making any fucking money, because that shit has already happened. Please fucking understand that. Because if you don't understand that and you keep listening to the news and keep looking for explanations, well, why did this shit drop today? Leah, why did this thing go high today? Why did this thing drop? Motherfucker, why are you asking this? You should have been asking about this shit 2 days ago when we told you to short it before the shit dropped 25 points. I'm talking about FSLR. We shorted the shit at 205, 210. It's at 181 now. Where the fuck were you? You want to ask now, Leo, why did the FSLR drop from 210 to 181? Why? Why would you even fucking ask that now? That's not going to help you make any money. And that is the problem with an average trader. They ask the wrong fucking questions. Yet the media understands that, and they keep posting news that is tied to an average trader search criteria, such as, why did the FSLR stock go lower today? Who gives a fuck? That's not going to make you any money. Understand that. Drill it into your head. What they're talking about today in the news is not going to make you any fucking money today, tomorrow, and the next day. You need to be ahead of that. And that's how you can buy options cheap. We're talking about options pricing right now, for God's sake. Options are cheap when majority of the market participants do not realize that the trend has reversed. And we have shown you in the charts in the last few videos that the trend has reversed before we went multiple days lower. So the question is, why haven't you been looking at the charts? Why haven't you been paying attention to the message? Because if you did, you would have been way better off than listening to the goddamn news. So, with that, at this point, the options are slightly overpriced. So, the opportunity is still there, okay, but coming in with a $1,000 to $5,000 account, you're probably not going to do as great as people that got a 50 or 200 or 300K account, because now options are inflated. It takes a much larger size capital to produce a 10x or 20x. So in the last 3 weeks, when it was absolutely impossible for an average participant in the marketplace to understand that the trend has shifted, for all those fuckers that told you, bet on the trend. Trend is your friend, okay? Your friend has fucked you, okay? The trend has reversed. And maybe you had some friends in your life that has fucked you. That is exactly what has happened with the market in the last 3 weeks, which you would have known if you were a part of the members, paying members group, or if you were trading with a 13 Market Moves coach. We would have told you, your friend has fucked you. Okay? So take the appropriate action. The appropriate action was to short the market. It was to short the top. It was to short the top in Bitcoin, damn it. It was to short the top in Microsoft. It was to short the top in Amazon after the earnings report. The stock is down from 142 to fucking 132. That pays. Guys, moves like that pays. You got to pay attention to some of the little things that are transpiring in the markets to put together 10, 20, 30x trades. So The formula, again, let me reinforce it one more time for those of you that are really paying attention, trying to understand what the fuck is going on. Number one, study the charts, the sequence of the moves, the 13 market moves. It's based on fucking patterns. Drill those patterns in your head. That's your starting point. Understand the fucking charts and the patterns. That's number one. Number two, understand the environment, okay, under which the options are underpriced, okay? You cannot have a 20x trade when everybody says, well, holy shit, the market is going to drop. Well, by that point, those options are not going to be selling for pennies. They're going to be selling for dollars, fucking tens of dollars, and you're not going to have the same result. By the time an average Joe realizes that the market is fucking collapsing, the options are going to be through the roof. So you're going to miss you're going to miss the 20x trade. You're going to miss the 30x trade. You're going to miss the 50x trade because you're finally coming to your senses. Well, goddamn, now let me transfer 10K to my trading account because it is quite apparent the market is fucking collapsing. Well, at that moment, you're buying options for a shitload more than we have paid for them here at 13 Market Moves. And you're sitting and wondering, well, Leo, it sounds good, but I just transferred the money and I'm ready to roll. Fuck you. You're ready to roll at the wrong time, and then you're wondering, oh, well, why didn't this trade work out? This trade didn't work out because you didn't have your money ready when the time was right. You weren't buying these options for the same price we were buying them at. You were paying fucking 10x more for them because at that point it was apparent the shit was going lower. You can't be making money like that. You got to be positioned ahead of the fucking move. You got to be ahead of the fucking crowd. You got to be ahead of the fucking news. So how do you do that? Okay, guys, it takes a lot of trades, thousands of trades, hundreds of thousands of trades. So start taking them today with the 13 Market Moves coach. That's how you can get better. That's how you can erase a lot of this learning curve. That's how you can get ahead from 5K to 100K next week. Yes, I've said that options are slightly overpriced, but they are not to a point beyond ridiculous where they could be in the next 5 days. So the opportunity is still there. There's going to be a moment in the market where we will get an expansion of the move, which we have not gotten yet. And that expansion of the move is going to be brutal. It is going to be brutal. You think Meta, which we told you to short at 320, that is now at 280, okay? You think that shit is low and you want to buy the deep on that? Go fuck yourself. That shit is going way fucking lower. Now, it doesn't mean it cannot bounce and then go lower. So some of you fuckers that are brand new that are listening to this are like, oh, Leo, Monday, it looks like Meta is going up. Yes, short the bitch, okay? Short it. Damn it. I can't stress enough, okay, how many people, okay, we told you to short the fuck out of coin and MSTR, which are all Bitcoin-related shorts. We told you to short the fuck out of Bitcoin, okay, way before this big fucking drop in Bitcoin happened. Yet, okay, some of you fuckers jump out of those highly profitable trades when coin drops to a ridiculous level of 71, 72, and then it attempts to jump to 75. And y'all just can't watch that shit. You're like, oh my God, it's going higher. I'm getting out. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're not a trader. This is what I'm gonna call you. You are a price watching bitch. Okay, and I want you to stop that. You want to make any big money in the market, you cannot overreact to an overall downtrend, which I told you it was a fucking trend reversal. You cannot overreact to temporary bounces in something that you're short of, because overall, the shit's going to come down. And so clearly we got major divergence today, which gives you still a high probability of nailing that trade next week. But don't attempt this shit on your own. Look, the problem is this: 90% of people that listen to some of our videos that, trying to study charts on their own, they're trying to do this without a coach. Okay, 90% of you're going to misinterpret shit. You're going to get fucking emotional. And that's the number one reason you're going to misinterpret shit. And that's why you're going to fail. So stop that. Get in touch with a 13 market moves coach now. So far, I've given you two pieces of the puzzle. Number one, learn how to fucking read the charts. Number two, understand the environment under which options are underpriced before they become overpriced, because the market understands that the overall move is changing in the opposite direction, which is what we teach you here with our courses, TRO, Trend Reversal Opportunity. Okay. And the third piece of the puzzle is your entries and exits. Look, you can get the shit right. You can say like, oh, the market's going to drop. But guess what? Nobody gives a fuck if the market's going to drop, if it's going to go higher. I don't give a shit if you're a bull, a bear. I don't give a fuck if you're an elephant, which means like you don't do shit. You just sit there and watch. You just stare and you watch other people get fucking rich straight in the market. So you could be an elephant. I don't give a fuck. The point is this: you gotta practice your entries and exits. And sometimes many traders, they set stop losses, which if you set stop losses on weekly options, you will fail. That's a 99.9% probability. So stop listening to every fucking goddamn educator or somebody that thinks they know how to trade, because I promise you they don't know how to fucking trade. We actually trade here at 13 Market Moves, and we tell you don't set up any goddamn stop losses when you're trading weekly options, because if you trade the right instruments, if you don't trade like a $5 stock, okay, if you trade stocks that are $300, $400, $1,000, if you trade the right instruments, okay, if you set a stop loss, I mean, we trade highly volatile stocks. That's what gets you paid. Stop gets you paid is the stuff that moves. So if you set stop losses on weekly options, sure enough, you will get fucking kicked out of a perfect trade. And then you'll be watching the shit drop and be like, oh my God, Leo, my stop loss. Fuck you. How many times have I told you, don't stop any goddamn fucking stop losses on weekly options? Are you fucking stupid? How many times do I fucking have to say that? I don't understand. Just either people don't listen or they just get so fucking emotional when they see the trade going against them. Stop panicking. Panicking will cause you to lose money. Stop losses will cause you to lose fucking money. Focus on the chart pattern. Don't focus on your P&L. Don't focus on bullshit that other people are trying to teach you that have never made fucking millions of dollars trading weekly options. We have done it. We have taught fucking, at this point, over 30 people how to fucking do it. Okay? So, what the fuck are you trying to focus on? Focus on the right shit and you will make millions with 13 market moves. Now, if you keep being emotional, you keep jumping in and out in the wrong fucking time, you get your entries wrong, even though we told you market's going fucking lower days in a row. Yet, you're a little bitch. You see a little bounce, you're like, oh, let me go buy calls. And then what happens next? The market drops again. So what happens to your calls? You're fucked. And you're like, but it looked like it's going higher. But it looked like, stop the bullshit. The market is fucked. Any bounce that happens from here on, what do? You short it. You buy fucking puts. And if you don't have the balls to do it, you call us and you do it with us, because we, in most cases, will help you locate your balls. Now, there's some hard instances where, there's difficult complex situations where even if you're trading with a 13 market moves coach and there's a chance he or she will help you locate your balls at the moment, okay, when it's time to really perform and stay with your fucking trade, you will be a little bitch and you will still jump out. So just because you sign up with a 13 market moves coach does not guarantee that we're going to turn you from a tiny little bitch to a rock star, okay? But there is a high probability that we will. So you should click the button somewhere around this video or below this video. Or you should go to 13mmtv.com right fucking now. 13 market moves. Just sign up. Just get some fucking help now. Damn it. Don't miss those beautiful market conditions that the market is presenting us with right now. So I've given you the formula. Number one, learn to read the fucking charts. Number two, understand the environment, okay, under which options are underpriced, and understand that before the rest of the market participants begin to understand that. Number three, okay, study your entries and exits. Okay, they're not going to be perfect 100% of the time, but you have to keep your emotions in check in order to keep your entries and exits on point. Even a bad entry on a good trade will make you money. A horrible entry on a good trade will even make you some money. But if you have a bad entry on a good trade and you jump out and you have a bullshit stop loss, okay, you will miss out on what? A good trade. So a bad entry doesn't mean that your trade is overall wrong. It just means that you fucked up the entry. Okay? Understanding those differences are critical, because if you're not capturing those good trades with bad entries, you are dwindling down your account. You're not performing the way you should. And like, if you don't understand the market conditions, if you can't read the charts, if you don't fucking understand when options are underpriced, overpriced, and no fucking wonder why your account is not growing, no fucking wonder why you're stuck. So get some fucking help, okay? These market conditions are beautiful. They may not repeat themselves for a long fucking time. Next 6 months is the time to make some fucking money, guys. I don't know. I almost want to jump out with a fucking hammer and just fucking click some fucking buy put buttons on your computers, on your cell phones, when the market bounces. So we're used to these market bounces, but guess what? There's going to be a moment in the next 2 weeks that the market is not even going to fucking bounce. Like, it made a weak-ass attempt to bounce today. Nobody gives a shit, okay? And it looked like, oh, my God, Leo, they're buying the market. They're not buying shit, okay? The market went down 30 points overnight. It went up 30 points. And nothing fucking happened, guys. This market is dead. It's dead as it gets. The selling will intensify. The question is, do you understand your entries and exits? Because that's the piece of the puzzle that you could be bearish on the market and you could still not make any fucking money. So if you're sick and tired of that, call us today. Get placed with a coach that has 80-90% probability of helping you deal with some of those issues that I've talked about in this audio podcast. And guys, I wouldn't wait a day. I wouldn't wait an hour. I wouldn't even wait 5 fucking minutes. I would do it now, because when it comes to trading, I will tell you one characteristic that deciphers a good fucking trader from a shitty one. And I don't care how smart and intelligent you are. If you lack this fucking characteristic as a trader, I'm telling you, you're not going to fucking make it. And the characteristic is this. When somebody gives you a message that makes perfect sense. The message I have given you today, you should have zero hesitation. You should be going to 13mmtv.com right now, 13marketmoves.com. Click the fucking button. Okay, some of you are going to be like, well, Leo, let me think about it. Leo, let me go eat first. Let me go talk to my wife first. Let me do this first. Guys, you're not going to, look, you're going to miss it. The point is, you're going to fucking miss it. When somebody signs up to trade with me personally, like sometimes a 2-3 minute delay would cost somebody thousands of dollars. I'm like, why? Hold on. I bought this shit for 30 cents. Now you're buying it for $1.70. Okay. So what are the chances that you're going to have a 20x trade on the same shit that I just bought? Zero. You got fucking zero chance of a 20x trade. Yet, the strategy is the same. We're trading the same stock. We're trading the same fucking expiration. We're trading the same strike price. But yet, I'm going to make 20x trade. And you, at most, maybe you're looking now at 5x. Why? Because you waited 3 fucking minutes to click the goddamn buy puts now button. That's the fucking difference. 3 minutes. So don't be taking more than 3 minutes to be clicking this button to talk to a 13 Market Moves coach now. You have a choice. You do this shit now, and you could be one of the 44 guys that will make $1 million by the end of this year, 2023, with 13 Market Moves. Or, I promise you, you will keep looking for answers. You'll keep looking for the solutions. You at some point you will come back. But guess what? The market conditions may not be the same. You may not have the same options pricing. You may not have the opportunity to enter these trades at the point where we still have a chance to enter them now. So you may be ready later, but the market may not be ready for you. That takes me actually to the final point number 4, is most of the people think that they can make money in the market any fucking day. They trade because there's always something moving. On the surface, the idea is sound. However, I'm telling you that there's certain market conditions, there's certain move that you can trade perfectly in certain days. And on certain days, you're not going to be able to repeat that. So the worst message I get from anyone is saying, well, Leo, okay, well, we'll try it the next day. We'll try it the next month. We'll try it the next year. Guys, if you're having this sort of thoughts, man, you gotta call us now, because you may not make it. If you don't call us now, you may not even fucking make it as a trader. You have to work on your mentality now. This is how important it is to understand market conditions. Market conditions, where there's certain move evolving, when options are underpriced, when you have the ability to go in and put on a 20x trade before everyone sees it. Okay? It's still possible now. Fucking come a week later, it may be gone. So you come in a week later with saying, oh, Leo, I just funded my account. Like, it may not matter because at that point, okay, the market, could be stalling out. It may be going sideways. Look, market opportunity changes every day. Your goal is to recognize it. Okay, I got to go after this shit now. This is the fucking moment. I cannot be wasting those 3 minutes, because 3 minutes later I could be paying 5x for the same shit that Leo is paying fucking 30 cents for. So those are the moments. Those are the critical moments. You got to take action. Take fucking action now. Don't waste the next 3 minutes. Sign up fucking now. Because here at 13 Market Moves, we We want to see you do extremely well in the next 5 months, 2023. We're a few people shy. I'll be honest with you. We're a few people shy of hitting our goal of $44 million traders. So I want some heavy hitters. I want some guys. What I mean by heavy hitters, you don't have to have a heavy hit account. I want some. I don't give a shit where your account is. I just want you to have the right mentality. I want you to come in and I want you to actually do every fucking trade the way we're doing it here at 13 Market Moves. And then the sky's the limit. And so if you think you got what it takes, do it now. Next 3 minutes is fucking yours. Do it. Change your fucking life for good by clicking this button somewhere around this video. And I sure hope you get a chance to trade with me. Let's roll.